And hello and welcome to the first November edition of Black Knights Weekly. I'm Heath Trabue. We have a great show lined up for you. What's your number? Teammate trivia and weekend preview coming up in just a few minutes. But first, in case you missed it, the Army Sprint football team beat their Service Academy rival Navy 21-18. The Black Knights held on in the second half to win by 3 as Navy missed a field goal that would have tied the game in the final minute of play. Also this past weekend, the Army volleyball team clinched their spot in the Patriot League tournament that will be hosted by the highest seed, looking now like that's going to be Colgate. That's part of the fall seasons that are wrapping up, winter seasons just getting underway, including the wrestling season. Now, let's take a minute and meet senior on the wrestling team, Jordan Tom.
My name is Jordan Tom, and I'm a senior on the Army wrestling team. Being my last year and all, it's one of those bittersweet moments where it's sad to leave some of the best friends that I've made over the past 4 years, but it's also a chance to go out and compete at the highest level I have in the past 4 years, using everything that I've learned and going out with the mentality that is a collection of 4 years of work. And it's just, every time I step out there, there's no regrets, there's no holding back, because there is no, oh well, next year, oh well, next week. Every practice that was my last practice. That was my last November 6th practice. That was my last November 7th practice. You gotta get better every day. You gotta get better every meet. Sometimes things don't go your way. I didn't wrestle my best in the last competition, but that doesn't matter because we're training for March, we're training for the NCAAs, and I have goals in mind specifically that I need to accomplish, especially given my last year. I don't want to be done with wrestling and take my shoes off and be like, wow, I could have done so much better or done so much more with my career and have regrets. That's the worst feeling that any individual can have, whether it's sports or anything. What I already missed the most is just, like I said, I started wrestling, it was a family thing. And coming here was different because I didn't have my father. And my mother, I mean, she wasn't out there coaching us, but she was, making me sandwiches at the tournament and stuff. So, and obviously the biggest part was my brother. I've been on a team with him in high school and all through elementary, and got to share that with him for 2 years here. And not having him this year and last year was really weird. And it was just kind of a very different dynamic for me. And so I obviously missed that. Being done for good, I think that'll kind of be even more so because it's just something my family's always done.
And that's senior on the wrestling team, Jordan Tom. Up next, teammate trivia and what's your number?
Army takes on Temple on November 17th.
Coming up, it's teammate trivia with women's hoops, but first, let's see why Max Lennox wears number 0.
Hi, this is Maxwell Lennox from the Army men's basketball team. This is why I wear number 0. I actually started wearing it here, and it was kind of like, I think it was my second choice on there. I was gonna keep going with number 10, which I wore at prep school, but I got number 0, and I kind of just thought that since a lot of people doubted me in my life, I could use that as inspiration to keep pushing forward and keep proving people wrong, and that's why I wear it. They doubted me, my size, academically, basketball style, all that, saying I couldn't do much with what I had, and that my greatest day is gonna be my high school days. So I try to prove them wrong every day, just working hard and doing what they told me I couldn't do.
This is Jordan. And this is Mag's Bags.
We're part of the Army women's basketball team.
And this is Teammate Trivia.
Okay, let me tell you a little story. First of all, Jordan and I went to Grant the other night. We were like, Jordan, what are you going to get? She was like, I don't know, Maggie, like, what are you going to get? And then, you know, we ended up getting the same thing.
Same thing. We know each other.
If that doesn't
like
say
this.
it, then I really don't know what else. Yeah.
Maggie and Jordan are equivalent to one another. If this isn't your answer, we're going to have a problem for the rest of this trivia thing. Yeah, that's my answer.
1 for 1.
1 for 1. Why do you need a cell phone when I have Maggie? It's the only person I talk to anyway.
It's the only number I have. I thought about it.
No. I've always wanted to be a cadet.
I knew that. But that's who you are. It's not, you know.
That's what I aspired to be as a child, Maggie. You can't say it.
Let's not get, you know, hostile. Just play the game, Jordan.
Great. Two different spellings just in case. I don't know which way you prefer.
Yeah, I really still don't know how to spell it.
I honestly always spell with the E.
Pam said E, so.
Okay, perfect. We'll erase the bottom part. The bottom part never happened. Makes the dream work.
I was just going to say that. Is this right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Except, no, I knew we were the same size, but I'm a lot taller than you, so.
Yeah, Max.
I'm just
A little bit.
Just saying. No, because we share shoes.
Yes. Oh my god.
This is. You want just the 1 or top 3?
I listed both of them just for you.
That's why I said top 3, because bridesmaids, baby mama, what to expect.
I took 9 dogs. 9.
Oh no, jeez. You're right.
Am I right or am I right?
Was I right?
Oh, you're right.
You know, Jordan, it's too easy. It's too easy. You know, Jordan, we don't really talk about who we were before we met each other. So
it doesn't matter. It's minutia.
yeah.
The past is the past.
So that one question we got wrong, it's just like, it doesn't matter right here. So.
Does Pam know what you wanted to be when you were a child? Probably not.
Yeah, so it's irrelevant. But, I mean, we'll take the hit. We're still in the lead, so no one's going to beat us.
You know what?
If they do, it's a joke. And they cheated, so.
I'm proud to be an American. Proud to be Max Baggs' best friend.
This is Scott Swanson, Director of Strength Conditioning at West Point, with your training tip of the week. Remember, always consult a doctor before starting any exercise program. There are 5 strength training principles that we look at in training. First, full range of motion in all your exercises. Second, during strength movements, allow the muscles to raise and lower the weight. Third, emphasize that lowering of the weight. You can lower 40% more than you can raise. 4, momentary muscular failure. Okay, challenge yourself to get that extra repetition. And 5, supervision. Make sure your workout partners challenge you each and every time you're in the weight room. And that is your training tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Maurice Alvarez.
And I'm Brian Schultz, and we're on the men's ice hockey team here at Army.
And we would just like to let you know that this Friday and Saturday, your Black Knights will be playing at 7:05 against Niagara.
So come out and support the team. Go Army!
In both of those games, a 7:05 start from Tate Rink. Niagara brings a 5-game win streak into this matchup. For a closer look at the Purple Eagles, here's head coach Brian Riley.
They just do so many good things. It starts with how hard they work. I think the kid in goal, I know that they shut out UConn twice this last weekend. I don't think the kid in goal has given up a goal in probably his last 2.5 games, 3 games. So they're going to present a lot of challenges at every position, whether it be their forwards, their D, their goalies. But I think this will be a great opportunity for our team to see how we match up against a premier team in this league.
Cross country starts the weekend as they'll be competing in the Northeast Regional on Friday. That's a 38-team event. The start time is at noon. After that, the volleyball team heads to Easton, PA. They'll take on Lafayette. That's a 4 p.m. start. The previously mentioned men's ice hockey matchup with Niagara begins. That's a 7:05 start from Tate Rink. And the women's basketball team opens up their season against Wagner. Black Knights take on the Seahawks, a 7 o'clock start in Staten Island. Here's the head coach of the Army women's basketball team, Dave McGarity.
Well, I think the challenge of starting on the road is sort of compounded with Wagner by the fact they have an entirely new coaching staff. So, we were really at a loss for information, quite frankly. And the new coach was an assistant at the University of Illinois. She was also at George Washington, was a great player at George Washington. So, I mean, we're just trying to get as much information as we can, but it's just not out there right now. We're going to have to be prepared for any number of things. Whether they play a lot of zone, whether they press, whether they play all man-to-man. We're just going to have to be able to adjust Friday in the opener, and it'll be a tough environment at Wagner. It always has been. We've had some tough games there, a couple overtime games, and a couple tough losses, actually.
Saturday kicks off with the swimming and diving team taking on Buffalo. That's a noon start from Crandall Pool. Here's head coach Mickey Wender.
They're a very talented team. They're deep. They've got everything covered. It's going to be a great test for us. I feel really good about our chances. And I love the way our lineup and our schedule's been progressing. Each week has become more and more challenging. Columbia will continue that trend, and then, of course, Navy 2 weeks after that. So everything's right on track. Team is doing great things. I'm really pleased with our performance in practice, and I think our meet swims have been representative of the way we've been training. So everything's going well. It should be fun this weekend.
While the swim meet's going on, the Army football team will take on Rutgers from Piscataway, New Jersey. That also a noon start. And after that, the men's basketball team will take on Air Force in Charleston, South Carolina, and a 2 p.m. start. Here's head coach Zach Spiker.
We're excited for the start of the 2012-2013 season. Our first weekend of competition will take us to Charleston, South Carolina. We'll play against Air Force in the opening round of the All-Military Classic, and from there we'll play either VMI or the Citadel. It's a terrific opportunity for our young team to go down on the road and play against a veteran team like Air Force with a very unique style of play. But it's a great opportunity, and we're all very excited to take the trip.
Also on Saturday, the volleyball team closes out their regular season. They'll take on the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh in Bethlehem, PA, a 4 p.m. start. Ice hockey will finish their double dip against Niagara, 7:05 start from Tate Rink. And the wrestling team will be in Brockport, New York for the Oklahoma Gold Classic. Closing out the holiday weekend on Sunday and Monday, the men's basketball team will take on either VMI or the Citadel. That's a TBA start time from Charleston, South Carolina. And finishing off the long weekend, the women's basketball team takes on St. Francis, New York, a 7 o'clock start in Crystal Arena. And that's your weekend preview. And that's all we have for you on this edition of Black Knights Weekly. Until next time, go Army, beat Navy.